Okay, so why don't you give us your name and your relationship to the Whitman Walker Clinic?
My name is Sarah Radis. I am a volunteer risk reduction counselor and HIV tester with the clinic. I'm also a member of the volunteer steering committee in the counseling, testing, and referral services of the community health department.
And does the Whitman Walker Clinic or specifically the Mobile AIDS Clinic have any mission statement or objectives and goals they were trying to reach?
Our objectives and goals are just really testing as many people as we can and getting people to adequate services if they need referrals out or referrals into the clinic.
Did you come across any statistics on HIV and AIDS testing during your experience with the clinic?
Statistics for HIV in Ward 8 is, last I heard, I believe it's 1 in 7 or 1 in 8 people are HIV positive. If DC was a country of its own, it would be ranked about 8th in the world for its HIV population concentration.
Were you looking for a specific group to target for HIV and AIDS in your mobile AIDS clinic?
When we worked in Ward 8, we were focusing on the areas that had the highest concentration of HIV infection. Ward 8 is the highest in the district, with I believe Ward 5 is the lowest. They're like 1 in 20, something like that. The whole of the district is really high. So it's just getting out and getting as many people tested as possible.
And what locations did you guys set up primarily?
We did in Anacostia, we did the Giant on Alabama Avenue, and then we go to various places. There's a grocery store in Columbia Heights we went to. There was a couple clubs that we went to Apex Town, and then we do testing inside of the Crew Club, which is a men's only gym.
Cool. What are your feelings towards the prostitution-free zones in DC?
I think they're more of a political thing than an actual method of improving the health outcomes of the district residents. Partially because only some of the prostitution in DC is actually on the streets. There's a good amount of it that goes on behind closed doors in places that don't identify as sex clubs, but do that as sort of like a behind closed doors thing.
And off the top of your head, do you have any alternative suggestions?
I mean, not really. It's kind of, as a community health worker, you don't really look at groups of people and judge them based on what they do. You do what you can to help them based on the skills you have. So I wouldn't go out and find a solution to prostitution. I would go out and find a way to help them, advocate for them, find out if there's ways to get them into something that is an alternative to the lifestyle they currently have.
From your experience in the mobile AIDS clinic, did you come across any sex workers?
I imagine that I probably have come across them in my time. One of the things we do when we do testing is we have individuals fill out a questionnaire that assesses their risk, and one of the questions is, have you ever traded drugs or money for sex? If you go on that definition, which is pretty loose for prostitution, then yeah, I have come across people that have done that, but just because somebody may have done it once or twice, I wouldn't necessarily label them a sex worker.
Okay. What were some of the stereotypes of relationship to the HIV and AIDS you found while working at the AIDS clinic?
I think the stereotypes in general are that they're dirty, that, you know, I think we have an image of what the typical prostitute is. She's walking on the streets, she's wearing slutty clothes, she's coming up to your car asking you, you know, if you need a date. And I think in Hollywood that would be a pretty good description, but in reality, it's not. You know, you've seen in like political scandals when they've had escorts, call girls, whatever you want to call them, they don't fit that stereotype. They don't look like that.
Do you feel that sex workers have a large or minor role in the rates of HIV and AIDS in Ward 8?
I can't say based on statistics, but I can say based on my own personal experience and what I know in community health, they probably have a very small part to do with it. One of the things that's a promoter of infection is actually concurrent